Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting episode of Get Movie Scoop, your all things movie show. Right, today we're going to be treating you to a neat and nice selection of movies from Nollywood and from other parts of the continent as well. We have loads and loads of exciting information about this selection of movies that I'm sure would whet your appetite sufficiently enough for you to want to go see some of those movies. So, and of course, we have behind the scenes, action, and news and tidbits about Nollywood. So, let's get into this right after this break. Nollywood seems to have reawakened to, scary horror flicks, and a number of film directors have been trying their hands on the genre lately. One of them is Uche Jombo, who made this, well, not actually horror flick, but somewhat scary nonetheless. The film is titled Encore, and we caught up with him and some of the cast members who tell us how making the film went.
This is no myth or some Hollywood blood diamond story. No craft as powerful as when a man's own powers are harnessed against himself.
Crazy, that's how I like them. Hit the floor.
I like this.
It's all coming along, boy.
The shadow of truth falls short of truth.
I've seen this before.
What the hell?
Mike, we must leave this alone. We have to return this. Tell this people that.
Okay, my name is Uche Jombo. I produced and directed this movie Encore.
Hi, my name is Belinda Effa, and I played the character Pat in Encore.
My name is Andrew Douglas, and I played the character Mike in the movie Encore.
My name is Ali Karim Benedict. I played Tony in the movie Encore.
My name is David Abalaka. On the movie Encore, my name is Akin.
My name is Susan Tech. I played the character Afi on Encore.
Encore is a story about a group of students who set out on a hiking trip, and in the process, encountered strange happenings which forced them to, initiate something for survival. So basically, it's a story of adventure, curious people, and then you get to see different shades of characters. Yeah.
Pat happens to be an easygoing girl, focused, good-looking, and well, I would like to say she is intelligent, and she knows what she wants, and she goes for it. When faced with a situation, she's calm, and she's very calculated, and she takes the bull by the horn. So in the movie Encore, you can really see her, putting the strings together, supporting the lead character, which is Ibrahim, and actually making a pass at him. She's that kind of girl. You really do not see her coming. She's sexy, she's attractive. Yeah. And she's all that, but she's also level-headed. Yeah, well, you have to watch the movie to see all of this.
You must be out of your mind!
Take that as a compliment.
Do you even know what you're going to?
What the hell is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you? This undertaking of yours is not part of the route, you know that?
Who cares?
Mike is He's a pretty slick character in the movie, and he's actually one of the people behind getting the whole trip, because it's in this movie there are a group of students who decide to go on a hiking trip per se, and Mike was pretty instrumental in making sure that the trip actually happened. So, but he actually had an ulterior motive, a hidden motive behind going on that trip.
Tony, I played the direct opposite of my person.
I like to find out what's going on, so it was so easy for me to relate to it, Afi as the character.
Tony happens to be a sad young man whose girlfriend was always fun-loving and then not having time for me. She was actually playing around with people. When we get to places I need to front with my woman, she's nowhere to be found. The next thing you see her dancing with someone and then catching her own phone, not even minding what this young man is thinking inside him. Well, it was fun having Afi as a girlfriend, although she put me through a lot in the movie.
Afi is a fun-loving person.
One of those people you would say a happy-go-lucky kind of a person. She is sheltered, but she loves to experiment. Because anyway, she didn't have any business going to the jungle. But well, she likes to know what is going on here. She wants to find out. She has to find out. There's a need for her to find out.
Akin is not a spoiled boy, but he has a lot of things to himself. A mama's kid. He's a sports person. He loves adventure. I have a girlfriend I love so much, and Ibrahim is also a friend. Ibrahim was actually the reason why we went on an adventure. And on this adventure, we hoped it would have come out well. We expected it to just go and enjoy ourselves. I love doing crazy stuff, and on this adventure, we saw crazier stuffs that scared us because we didn't expect this. We just wanted to go out for fun, but all of a sudden things changed. And for a person like Akin, who's scared of the father or mother getting to know about his going out without permission and something getting to happen to him, that scared me. And Ene going out with me for an adventure which our parents didn't know scared me too, because we were trying to save our lives, because what we saw down there that day was unbelievable.
Rolling. All right. And stagger the action. Rolling. Ibrahim, be careful. You need to let.
We decided to work on this particular story because of our intended outcome, what we intend to do with this movie. Of course, film is an industrial industrial art is something that takes a lot of resources to put together. So on one hand, you hope to, get back your money and make profits. But because of the environment we find ourselves, we also believe that there's a need for us to make another kind of profit, and that is to create something that will give people the opportunity to reflect. Yeah, because if you can, stir up a process of reflection Because sometimes people just get into a state where they no longer reflect. It's just autopilot. They just move, they don't reflect anymore. And I think when you have a generation of people who don't reflect, there's a problem. So what we've done with Encore is we've created a story that will entrance our audience, whereby they can identify with these characters and think in these characters. And in that process, we believe that will stimulate something that will bring about health to the people.
I read the story, you know, when I eventually got the script, and I really liked it because it's adventure. It's not the usual story you get to see in Nollywood, you know, the usual rituals. I'm gonna slap you. Are you mad? Who is your father? You know, those kind of story. This one had a soul, it had depth. When you read the story, you know that it's an intelligent person that wrote this story. And it's sad to say, yeah, the industry or the people accept these shallow stories, maybe because it's easy to digest. I'm just hoping they can digest this one too, because you need to think, you need to reason. We are not giving you everything. We are not spoon-feeding you with this kind of movie. This is a very intelligent story. This is a story well put together. So if you're looking for, I'm not going to mention any name of the movies, but if you're looking for just an easy story, do not watch this movie. If you're looking for something to inspire you, to challenge you, yeah, this is the movie for you to watch. So when I saw the script, I really liked it, and I was like, I have to be a part of it, and I do not regret being a part of it.
What are you doing?
Me? Wow. Okay, I'm trying to kill somebody and eat, so that after now, this people is scared and run away and think it's one beast, of which is me.
Okay, the relationships that stood out for me especially was Ene. She was like the love of my life. She is the love of my life in the movie. And we had a lot of connections together. We studied the same course in school, and she studied something else, but I was always around because Ibrahim was always their tutor, the brain behind everything, and she always sat down beside him. He's actually a geek. He knows too much, and people just want to listen to him. And I need the time with my girlfriend, but she's always with him. So most times I just come, and because of that, I got close to Ibrahim. And he was the reason why we went on the adventure, because he told us stories that felt real, and we just wanted to experience it. And going on that adventure, it made me closer to Ene, because I felt I had to mature enough to take care of her. We're both non-swimmers, and we had to fall into a ditch of water, a river, with some things crawling towards us, and you don't want to know how we felt then. We were pulled up by our friends, thank God. And there were a lot of things we saw. Somebody split into two. Okay, I don't know, maybe it's scary, but it was really scary. Then the rain part, where we had to, rain was created by the crew members. It was awesome. And it got so cold, you know, when rain falls on you, artificial rain falls on you, and you're like shaky and all that. It was real, because I felt filming was now becoming real to me. That was this is my first film. This is my first film, and the way the director talked to us, wherever we're going wrong, he called us back. And it was when you get tired of God, take, stop, do this, and this ever end? But I think it was for the best of this, and I'm wanting to see the movie myself.
Action. Do it again, action. Thank you. Take this separation. Yeah, taking this.
my shoes.
Sorry.
It still baffles me how we got everything done here. Talking about the rain part, the night for day, the part where my character was divided into two, it was something. It was actually very, very tasking. I had to I wouldn't tell you guys the secret behind that, but that's something I was facing up, and then the rain was falling on my face, going through my nose, and I almost choked. That was a very, very tasking part, really. We shot the death scene twice. There was a part I was lying down, face down, but it was not realistic, so we had to change the position where I have to face up, and there's no graphics there. That was a real thing. It's not the Chris Angel or the Houdini magical thing, but it's actual secrets, and I will not blow that to anybody. Of course, a very, very nice project, and I kind of feel very happy and pleased to be on that movie, and I think it's a movie for everybody to watch.
The scenes that stood out for me when I was shooting the fight scenes, and there were a few scenes where I had to do my own stunts. The stunts were actually choreographed, but we didn't have stunt doubles do the stunts. We did the stunts ourselves, and it was quite fun because there was a scene where we actually had to fight in the rain. I had to fight with Ibrahim, that's my best friend, supposedly my best friend in the movie, and it was pretty rough because we actually had to roll into a muddy pit of water while it was raining, and from what I gathered, there was actually a live snake while that was going on, and I had no idea. So thankfully, I had no idea while that was being shot. So it was really good to find out about that after the scene was shot. So yeah, that was pretty fun for me. I still have a few bruises left on my shoulder to help me remember that scene. And yeah, Brian, quite an annoying character, but you can't help, you just have to love it.
I remember we had to do the, I drove and I had to hit someone. And funny enough, I was expecting, okay, for a layman, I wanted to just drive and hit the guy, but the driver just said, no, that's not what you're doing. They're trying to make an effect that the car would be close to the person, and I reversed. I'm like, how does that work? Seriously, there are a lot of things. Okay, we had to paraglide. I was the fortunate one. I had a double. The black man like me getting a double. It was fun. My double actually paraglided, so it was something. Yeah, like that. I'm like, Nigerians do this.
Setting up the rain scene, that was, it was actually exciting to watch that particular set being set up. We as actors, we were on the side, just rehearsing lines, and we watched the technical crew actually get into it, setting up hoses. You know, we had pumps to make it look so real, but when you're there, you know it's not real rain. But when you actually watch the clip and they tell you this wasn't shot while it was raining, you'd have to argue. So it was pretty much, from my point of view, it was pretty good. The setup, the whole thing, it was nicely done. It was nicely done.
Yeah, day for night. We shot day for night, and it's a technique it has always been in film where you shoot night scenes in the day. Because it's an adventure film, a movie, we can't afford to shoot at night because naturally people are not at their best at night. So what we did here was to shoot day for night. We're ready to fail and to fail forward. I mean, yeah, so, but I think we got some good stuff on this from the reviews we have. from people who have seen, because we've had post-mortem sessions for, you know, some in-house people, and then bring in some people who are not even literate film persons. So it's working. And then we also, we created rain effect and all of that stuff. Yeah, it's a movie. It should look grand. It should be. It's spectacle. A movie is not drama. It's about the spectacle. You must create that spectacle for people to see. And we know that if you understand the medium imposes a limitation. So what you do is to think through the limitation, and that's how the art of the medium is born. So for us, we took our time to reflect over these things, and then I got very smart people to work. People were, I would say, even several times smarter than myself, you know, to man various departments. I keep the vision, I supervise, I know what I want, but you need people who also are masters in their own field. So that's the secret behind the success of this movie. It's a success, it's a big success. In terms of production-wise, it's a big success, and I believe that when we take it out there, we'll make a lot of money. We have a story we're telling to get the money, so we'll get the money.
Working with my other cast members there was a nice, cordial relationship, a very professional relationship on set, and then off set, it was fun all the way. They are such crazy people. They know how to have fun. You don't want to know the things that we tried. But it was really nice working with them. Some of them I was super impressed with because it was their first time doing anything on camera ever. They've never done anything. They've never been on TV, nothing. It was their first time experience, and they handled it with such grace and poise that it was pretty nice to just watch them and like, oh wow. And all thanks to when you work with a director that is ready to wait and get the job done. He's not one of those directors that is his way or the highway. He's one of those directors that, what are you bringing to the table? Anyway, that's one of the reasons why you were employed. You are not just a prop. So what are you bringing to the table? What do you think of this character? So it's a combination of what you think and what he thinks, and that way it's so easy for actors to work that way when you have a director like that.
So on one hand, yes, there's a profit, which is, I won't say moral, it's not religious because it has nothing to do with religion. People think, and I think thinking is not a religion, it's something we do. So if you can get people to reflect, you can improve the people. So what we've done is, on one hand, give people an opportunity to reflect. And then on the other hand, as we take this across, we believe that we'll make money. So that's what this project is for.
Okay, like I said, this is an intelligent movie. It's, okay, what I want people to take from this movie, it's the total package. The director has said he wants people to reflect. Yes, I would like you to reflect because we are seeing a time difference. We saw the ancient, and then we get to see the present day. So I hope we can see the technical aspect of it, we can see the creative aspect of it, and every aspect, sound, lighting, everything, because it's an embodiment of everything. This particular movie, everything works together to make it a perfect movie. So I can't just say the acting alone stands out or the technical. Everything works together to make it a perfect movie. That's why we get to watch some movies and we can't concentrate because one thing is distracting. But I really want people to relate to my character and feel my pain and my joy. I remember me. I remember this story in 20 years to come, in 100 years to come, and always talk about it.
So I think it's a movie for everyone to see what you learn, especially the younger ones. You don't go out without passing out information. You don't want to do adventure without making people close to you know about. It made me see reasons why people get missing and we do not know. their thereabouts. There's nobody to tell where this person went to at this time, which is bad. Some parents have lost people without those informations. It's a film that talks about young persons in school that really want to go out to express themselves, but to their detriment sometimes.
I got people. I can't tell you the specifics, the details. I know, I studied film, but you don't just know everything completely. So you paint an impression and then you push people. You know, I see people with potential and make them believe, look, with this, you can actually get this. That's what I do. I'm like, is it Mourinho? I don't think he's ever played football. He just gets his result because he knows how to get people to bring out the best. So it's all about potential. You see that this person has this potential. You encourage the person to bring out the best. So because the film school or walking around with people have seen that, okay, this person is good at this particular field, is good at this other stuff. So all I do is get them to see how they can put this in the context of the story we have. I want people to reflect, really. My goal is to provoke imagination, bring meaning to people, thereby administering health. That's the goal.
Chances are that the ancestors can attempt to 14 generations backwards to speak as a
Why are you doing this?
So, if you've seen Encore, I suppose it isn't such a bad movie to watch, but if you haven't seen it, try and find it and watch. Definitely you have to see this movie, and I'm sure you'll enjoy watching that. And it's particularly enjoyable seeing those, you know, neatly done effects and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, we do have films from outside Nigeria for you that we would love for you to check out. I mean, we have one from Ivory Coast and even one from South Africa. So, let's check them out.
Burning Up Jassa from Ivory Coast. After his father died, Tony, played by Abdul Karim Konate, was pulled out of school by his mother, and when she passed away, he made his way by selling cigarettes on Princess Street, a street famous in Abidjan for its bars, dance clubs, and exciting nightlife. Now 25 years old, Tony is bitterly convinced that his future has been sacrificed and is desperate for a way out of the ghetto. His older brother, Mike, played by Mamadou Diomande, has been considerably luckier, having found a job on the police force, while Angie, their younger sister, played by Adelaide Otara, is also pursuing respectability by learning to become a hairdresser. But she secretly moonlights as a prostitute in order to make ends meet.
Donc tu te dis la vérité. Tu te prostitues vraiment. Hein? Tu te prostitues. Pourquoi tu veux lui poser un boulot qu'elle n'aime pas?
Ah, pourquoi pas?
Elle te dit qu'elle n'aime pas ce boulot, il y a quoi? Eh mais écoute, c'est moi qui paye. C'est moi qui paye, c'est moi qui paye. Tu nous dis ça tout le temps. Hein?
Looking for easy money, Tony eventually turns to gambling and is dragged further down into the seedy underworld of Wasakara until he commits a shocking crime that irrevocably changes his life. Now an outlaw, he goes on the run and is relentlessly pursued by the police, his own brother among them. Burning Up Jassa, which in the original French language the film was made in, translates as Le Jassa Apgifu, is a gritty, bare-knuckles plunge into the menacing streets and alleyways of the Ivorian capital of Abidjan, and is similar in treatment and style to Jotunda Wamunga's 2011 Congolese movie, Viva Riva. The film is written and directed by first-time director Solomon Bamba, who is also known as Lonesome Solo. A Good Report from South Africa. In A Good Report, a shy, spindly, bespectacled young man called Parker Sithole, played by Mothusi Mangano, arrives newly into town to take a job teaching English literature in a high school.
Tango is an ever-evolving dance form. It relies heavily on improvisation. The thing with tango is
we see him endlessly preparing lessons on kids and Shakespeare. This Parker, as his head teacher puts it, is of good report, with a very good degree result and fine references. But his landlady, played by Nomle Nkonyeni, doesn't trust this quiet, secretive new tenant. And Parker's male colleague Vuyani, a boozy reprobate, played by Shamano Sebe, recognizes a strange darkness in him. Parker is troubled by family memories and flashbacks to gruesome military service in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and his lethargy side is revealed when there is a spark of desire between him and a pet teenager in his class, played by Petronella Schumer. Their affair unleashes a roller coaster ride of sexual obsession and violence. The film is an intense and profoundly executed thriller, following this deeply disturbed teacher who is externally of good report, and yet hiding a grisly murder which preys on his mind as a local policewoman hunts him, coming closer and closer to the awful truth. Of Good Report is directed by South African director Jamel XD Kubeka.
Hey, slow down.
Almost Sengati. He's a hunter.
There's a big world of interesting movies and filmmakers out there in Africa. I mean, people that you don't get to hear about for some reasons or the other. But we'll definitely try our best to bring all that to your attention as we learn of them. And when we return, we'll get right into our news and gist segment to fill you in to what's happening in Nollywood. So, stay with us.
A-list Nollywood actress and multiple award winner Genevieve Nanji is believed to be back in a relationship with top performer and entrepreneur D'banj the Cocoa Master. The two initially started a relationship in 2009, which ended unceremoniously in 2011. Recent reports, however, indicate that the two are back together and are even exploring the possibility of tying the knot. We understand that Genevieve may have moved into D'banj's Lekki mansion and that the pair are currently living together. Actress Chika Eke recently went on a shopping spree in Abu Dhabi, capital city of the oil-rich United Arab Emirates. Designer bags, one of her favorite fashion items, took most of her attention, shuffling among Chanel, Fendi, and Louis Vuitton. Each of the designer bags is believed to be within the range of 500,000 to 800,000 naira. Now that's a lot of cash to be doling out on fashion accessories. Nollywood actor Joseph Benjamin has fired a New Year warning shot to people and organizations who previously availed themselves of his services without paying. In his words, "Don't ask me to do things pro bono for you, or your organization, magazine, newspaper, etc. unless you fancy being let down personally. If you want to hire my services, we can talk, but otherwise, don't even think about approaching me. The time for me to pump up my resume with being a good Samaritan is over unless you pay for it. Popular actress Oge Okoye was recently adorned with a honorary chieftaincy title in Enugu State. Henceforth, she may now be referred to as the Igolowanyi I of Amoli. She was given this title in Ogu local government area of Enugu State for her contribution to the growth and development of Igbo land. Relatedly, actress Chika Ike has also been conferred with the chieftaincy title in Enugu State. She was given a title of Akwa Ugo I of Amuli Kingdom for her contribution to the growth and development to the Igbo land and for being a role model to women of Igbo land. She is now Chief Chika Ike I of Amuli Kingdom.
Welcome back. Like I said earlier, we have compiled a selection of Nollywood movies that we believe are a little something out of the ordinary and definitely you need to set your eyes on. Well, we hate to make good things pass you by, so we've selected 5 awesome movies that we think you definitely need to enjoy and you need to see. So catch them when you can. In no particular order, here are the 5.
Lagos Cougars tells the story of 3 fun-seeking ladies in their 40s who decide to chase after some adventure and date younger guys. However, what's supposed to be simply a fun adventure holds some not-too-fun surprises for them. There's Harriet, a banker, who's the craziest of the 3 women, played by Uche Jombo Rodriguez. And there's Monalinsa Chinda, who plays Elsie, a single mother separated from her husband for 6 years, who is faced with the challenge of bringing up a son alone. There's also the sexy Daniela KK, who plays Joke, a successful fashion designer who claims to be too busy with work only to fall for a guy younger than her. Lagos Cougars is written by co-writers Emem Isong and Bola Aduwo and directed by Desmond Elliott for the Royal Arts Academy. The movie also features Alexa Kubo, Bobby Michaels, Diana Yekini, Benjamin Tutu, Sean Fakwa, and Ifeanyi Kalu.
A long time ago.
You don't even know how to lie. How old do I look to you?
18?
There is absolutely no way I can date a guy that is younger than I am.
Age is nothing but a number.
Story.
Come on. You know you want this. This is what you missed, isn't it?
Yeah, you go about town hugging and kissing my friend.
I want you to live my life.
Look around you. This is love, not war. I will not let society dictate to me who or who not to date.
Oh, baby, let me buy your car. You want this Rolls Royce? You want this Gucci bag? Fendi? Come on now.
The Meeting is a romantic drama that tells the story of Makinde Esho, an uptight corporate executive based in Lagos who flies into Abuja on behalf of his firm, Techmast, to secure authorization from the Minister of Land Resources and Environment to build a substation. There is a lot riding on this government authorization, as it will save his firm from imminent liquidation and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
See the minister tomorrow, make your presentation and close this deal.
Yes, MD. Mr. Makinde is sure. I have an appointment with the minister.
Difficult as his task is already, Makinde still meets a desperate youth couple played by Linda Ejiofor and the minister's devilish secretary played by Rita Dominic, both of whom cause him lots of distractions.
Today is Monday, sir. A weekend is a long time in government, sir.
Esho wants only 2 things: to keep his boss happy by getting authorization from the minister and keep his only daughter, Kike Lomo, happy by attending her graduation ceremony at the University of Lagos. Ultimately, the meticulous efforts of Makinde Esho will save his firm from imminent liquidation and from the clutches of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The Meeting is produced by Rita Dominic and Mildred Okwo, written by Tunde Babalola, and features a host of other casts such as Femi Jacobs, Jide Kusoko, Kate Henshaw, Nse Ikwe Itim, and Linda Ejiofor. The Meeting is directed by Mildred Okwo.
Mbano, I checked from church to show you that I'm not serious. Is this okay?
Ah! Let me inform the minister you're here.
Let me surprise him.
My husband warned me about this Abuja.
That guy is old enough to be your father. Father.
You would never, in this your lifetime get to his age.
I am Professor Akbarudofia. I am Professor Akbarudofia.
I'm not willing to spend the whole weekend in Abuja and come back again on Monday. I must see the minister today.
Mr. Shah! Your hair is fine now. Don't touch my hair.
Awakening takes us on a fast-paced, exciting and unpredictable journey into several mysterious deaths that profoundly affects the lives of two strangers who were thrown together by fate. Nicholas, a fast-rising advertising executive, and Zainab, a brilliant but bored journalist. Nicholas and Zainab, in a bid to uncover the truth behind the strange deaths, are led to an unimaginable past, and the futures are inextricably changed forever. Awakening features O.C. Ukeje, Femi Brainerd, Kehinde Bankole, Adewale Aruloye, and Brian Okwara. The movie was produced by Theresa Ananenu and Ethan Okwara and directed by James Omokwe.
It all started 2 days ago. I had a dream.
Run an APB on Nicholas Abezi.
Look, no one is above the law. Not my family, not my cousin, not even the freaking brother. Whatever happened to finding out the truth before publishing the story?
Awakening, coming soon to a cinema near you.
Confusion Nawa is a socially conscious dark comedy drama about a group of strangers whose fates become intertwined over the course of 24 hours. The film tracks a series of events that link the accidental killing of an Okada motorcycle taxi rider to the mother of an innocent youth. 4 interlinked stories increasingly reveal the random, confusing, and unfair nature of life and justice. The first story sees Emeka Nwansu, an arrogant lawyer, in the midst of a seedy affair, losing his phone in a rough and tumble following a road accident. Unfortunately for him, it is picked up by some opportunistic youths who, realizing the nature of some of the messages, decided to hold his marriage to ransom. Then the story takes us to Bello, a low-ranking civil servant who sincerely believes that his honesty and hard work will soon pay dividends. This worldview is pushed to breaking points as he is bullied at work, berated by his wife, and imprisoned unfairly. This leads to the story of a pious Christian entrepreneur, Babajide, and his independently minded son, Kola. An unfortunate series of events convinces Babajide that his son is of an immoral persuasion, a situation he attempts to rectify by force. Finally, the threads of the story are tied together by the tale of Charles Duka and his faithful friend Chichi. Leaving a trail of chaos in the wake, this short-sighted lifestyle causes havoc to everyone they touch. Confusion Nawa is co-written by Kenneth Gang and Tom Roland Rees. The film features Ramsey Noah, Osi Ukuje, Ali Nuhu, and a host of other amazing cast. The film is directed by Kenneth Gang.
Oh boy, now how much you will give us? I know they own anything. Why you want to swap me? Yeah, so you won't open eye for us. Let's go. This country will be better without people like you. As far as this country is concerned, you can all go to hell. Go to hell! Whatever happens, I can take care of myself. Where would you be? Shit, Einstein. You know, Emeka sent a top guy for this job. I am a guy, yes, and I have the phone, yes, which should logically mean that I am the guy with the phone. Okay, make we talk back.
I'm not some disease-ridden prostitute. I'm your wife. Go to hell, Bello. Go straight to hell and rot there.
Dark Side, before Sir Richard Awala passed on, he made sure Bankole, his only child, got married to his one-time best friend's daughter. Diola. And without a trace of love, they walk down the aisle. A while after, an accident leaves Bankole Awala blind, and Diola gets constantly irritated by the situation. Now, aside from the burden of living with a blind man she doesn't love, Diola has a secret of her own. Kayode, Bankole's best friend, is her lover. In one of their raunchy moments, Sheila, a disgruntled ex-employee, reappears to claim certain entitlements from a former boss, only to find his wife and his best friend in an entanglement of lust. In a quick twist of fate, the three of them become allies. They now plot to murder Bankole, and the plan is to make it look like natural death. Kayode is apprehensive, Diola is eager, and Sheila cannot wait to lay her hands on the kind of money she'd only dreamed of. Over 200 billion naira cash deposit in Bankole's account and a multi-billion naira gas kingdom of the Awalas. Darkside features such actors as Joseph Benjamin, Bayo Alawiye, Uru Oke, Norbert Young, Yemi Sholade, Casey Ejelonu, and Sylvia Odogu. The movie is a tale of betrayal, greed, and desperation, written by Akin Tijani and directed by Bayo Alawiye.
If I were a secretary, I would also supervise my subordinates.
Okay, well done. Well done for what? I just need you to impress.
Listen to yourself. As at the last time I left them, Bankole Daniels got over 2 billion naira in cash deposit. Cash deposit.
I have a plan. But before I tell you, I need to know what is in it for me.
I want to see the extent at which they will go. Will you help me?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show for this week, and there's definitely a lot of fresh stuff for you guys to see next week that we've prepared for you. My name is Wills. See you next time. Enjoy the week.